Hey guys, welcome to the first episode of Sega-san and Shiro on YouTube. Yep, that's right. We are playing Super Rockman Adventure on the YouTube channel, or Super Adventure Rockman on YouTube. So this is gonna be our first YouTube stream, so I'm very excited. It's been a while using Facebook, but I guess we just really wanted to jump in on YouTube and see how that's gonna work compared to our Facebook streaming. So, with all that, let's hop into the game and let's get this party started. All right. So I guess for the I guess for you that don't know, this game is Super Adventure Rockman, which is basically a FMV based game in the Rockman universe. Essentially, the plot is they find this weird energy source somewhere in South America, and they send Dr. Wily to check on it. Yeah, sending Dr. Wily, smart idea, right? And essentially, it turns out to be more than they expected, to be a giant computer robot thing that's gonna take over the world. So we are now tasked to stop it, and hopefully we can. We have 3 discs to go through, so hopefully we'll be able to make it, and it's gonna be amazing. So let's just sit through the cutscene a little bit and see what's going on. All these birds running around and stuff. Very interesting. Alright. Just while this is playing, let me just, I guess I'll start with the anime update. So, animes I've been watching recently was DBZ Super. So, sorry, Dragon Ball Super. I keep forgetting there's no Z in it anymore. It's weird, you watch it for so long and you're just so used to saying, you know, Dragon Ball Z, but it's like, oh, well, it's Super now, Dragon Ball Super. So, in terms of that, I finished the Goku Black arc, so that was a pretty fun arc. I really liked it, besides the last episode was really, unneeded at that point. I mean, they already accomplished what they need to do towards the end of the show, and they just tacked on that ending, and I wasn't really a major fan of it. But besides that, I thought the rest of the arc was really great, and I recommend everybody sort of watch the show so far, because it's got some ups and downs in it. Personally, I think they should have ended the arc on the second to last episode rather than the last episode, because the last episode, I guess, without spoiling it, this had this dumb plot they bring up earlier in the arc, and it was really dumb. They decided to use that as the Deus Ex Machina to save the universe. It was kind of disappointing with that, but you know, it is what it is. Luckily, they have the Dr. Slump episode coming up next, so I'm really excited to see that. That's going to be very exciting. In terms of another anime I've been watching for the Yu Yu Hakusho, which is, for you guys that don't know, a podcast that I'm doing that covers all of Yu Yu Hakusho from 1 to the end of the show. We discuss about 4 episodes a cast, and it's sort of like a book club except with anime. And we have a new episode. We have a new episode that we're recording today. It's going to be episode 33 through 36, which is the Dr. Ichigaki's team. So essentially, just a bunch of engineered fighters that he made that he used to control people, and it's going to be them versus Team Urameshi in the Dark Tournament arc. So I'm pretty excited for that. And of course, you have the Masked Fighter. Who is the Masked Fighter? Nobody knows. So we're hoping to finish it up, and maybe we can figure out who the Masked Fighter is this episode, or this sort of 4-episode arc, short arc of the larger arc, which is the Dark Tournament. But besides that, in terms of just anime I'm watching for fun, I'm finished Detective Conan, aka Case Closed. I learned recently that I think it was on episode 107. And I realized I skipped about 30 episodes, so about 70 to 100. So I went back and watched a couple of 72 couple of 70 episodes. The 2 I watched was the Triplets Country Home Murder case, which is a case where there's 3 triplets, and one of them murders the father, and somebody notices the face looks just like one of the sons, and it turns out that he actually is a triplet, and they have to figure out which one is lying. So that was a really interesting case. I thought it was really really interesting and really well done in how they're hiding how they did it. I could kind of tell in some cases who it might have been, but it sort of got it could have caught me off surprise a little bit in some cases. And then of course there's the I'll do this option. There's the Detective Boys disaster case, which was interesting. The whole group was out kayaking or whatever, and this guy just zooms by them in a speedboat and almost killing them and knocking them out of the speedboat. He picked him up, and it turns out that he's like this playboy millionaire guy who has his girlfriend that's out scuba diving, and it gets really complicated when they're on the beach waiting for them to come back, and one of them checks out the cave and sees the girlfriend of the guy is the guy's girlfriend is in the cave and she's unconscious, and the twist just goes from there, and it's kind of an interesting case. I actually remember seeing it years ago on when it was on Adult Swim on Cartoon Network. It was a pretty good case. I was kind of surprised how short it was that I remember. It's really not really an important arc. It's just sort of a mini episode, but it was pretty good and I really enjoyed it. Wow, I'm just blowing through this anime update. I guess it's kind of weird not having somebody to work off of, since I'm used to working off of somebody, trying to talk to them and have them wait for their opinion. So it's just me talking. So I really blew through almost half my updates already. So that was that's pretty funny. I guess personal wise I'm doing okay. Like I said, just have lots of things I'm bouncing between. Have the anime stream, and I have the Sega Saturn Shiro. Sorry, the anime streams, Sega Saturn Shiro, and I have I'll just do the last option. Sega Saturn Shiro, and I have the Yu Yu Hakusho, those podcasts. So it's been pretty busy, but I'm really enjoying it. I'm kind of amazed how I can find time to balance all those, plus watching anime, plus watching games. I guess after sort of school ended, it got a little bit easier, so it wasn't as bad trying to balance these anymore compared to doing it all with school. Definitely was a chore with school though, but for the most part, it's going alright. Okay, so let's see here. So I think looking for some comments. Oh wow. Oh, just got an update on some of the cases. Oh yeah, but the cases are holding over good. The Sega Saturn replacement cases. I'm just using those right now, and they're going pretty well. I don't see any shelfware yet, and they're holding pretty steady. Besides the one I have multiple discs for. Yeah, I was seeing an update. See, the comment was about that. Alright, so this part's interesting. So I guess for people who can't understand, basically, they're trying to send Rockman, Mega Man, into the danger zone of that thing, but they need to coat him with a special liquid to have him not malfunction and explode once he gets over there. So essentially, just preparing himself, and of course, all the old robot masters that attacked him are there and being all friendly and stuff. So I'm kind of excited. As you see, it's takes a very long time to actually get into the game. It's lots of FMV cutscenes, but it's a really nice short OVA. You can actually watch this on YouTube, and it's actually a subtitle, so you can understand what's going on. That's sort of how I'm trying to go through it right now, just trying to understand what's actually going on. Yeah, but I started going into some community update stuff. So I think Dave posted that they actually updated the Polymega video footage. So those who don't know, the Polymega is that system that could play CD games, and is modular based. So you can get the base CD system, which plays all the CD games, but you can also get the modules for Super Nintendo, Mega Drive, PC Engine, and just hook them up in sort of a modular fashion. What happened during the stream is that they actually announced Sega Saturn game. They announced that Sega Saturn compatibility is on the Polymega. So if you have Sega Saturn games, you can pop it in and actually play them on the Polymega itself. The issue that came up though was that the Polymega footage was for the footage they used for the Polymega was the footage from the game. Was the footage from the Sega the footage was from a arcade game for Sega Rally, but it was the arcade version, and not the actual the Saturn footage. So they had to go in and fix that. So Apparently what they said was there was an error in the production where they grabbed the wrong clip. Bit uneasy. I don't think they should be posting clips though. They should have the stuff all together and ready to go. I mean, if it's coming out next year almost. They should really have that footage out by now, but I guess they haven't. So, bit uneasy that they didn't do that yet. So that's I'm feeling pretty uneasy about the whole thing. I actually don't know. I actually got a chance to play the Polymega at E3 when I went. So I played the Turbo CD, and it was okay. It wasn't too bad. It was basically just regular emulation. I didn't really notice anything different. It felt like regular emulation. There was a bit of input lag on it, but for the most part, it was really good. I thought it was for the most part good. Besides that, I mean, it was all right. So the only thing now is just to wait to see how the whole Polymega experience is gonna go. I hope it turns out well, but I'm kind of uneasy about all the stuff that I've been hearing about and everything I've been seeing. But like I said, only time will tell, my friends. Time will only tell. Alright, and in terms of Chaz's stream, he announced that he's going to be playing Rockman 8 tomorrow. So that's going to be really interesting. I'm really excited to see that. Actually, to mention in the podcast, I'm a bigger Rockman fan than I am a Mega Man fan, just because I love the voice acting a lot more. Mostly because it's less annoying. It's kind of petty, but I don't know. I kind of think that Mega Man 8 has probably the worst voice acting of any Capcom game, even worse than Resident Evil. Because the thing is that even Resident Evil has some funny memes and it's not too awful in the long run. But Mega Man 8 is just awful, just plain awful. And I really wish they would have done a better job. But you know, it is what it is. You know, we got what we got. But yeah, I'm excited for Chaz to see Rockman 8. He also has some great news coming up. I'm not gonna spoil anything, but just look forward to some really interesting news coming up in the next stream. Hopefully he announces it. If not, probably the next one, but it's gonna be coming up pretty soon. And it's gonna be pretty big for Chaz's stream, and I'm pretty excited for him. Alright, so basically just fought we're actually into the gameplay now. I'm kind of excited we're actually fighting stuff instead of fighting nothing. You know, fighting Buzzsaw Man. I think that's what his name was. And I'm not the Mega Man aficionado here. I'm sorry. But I just really enjoy the games. But we're gonna fight this guy, see if we can beat him. Right now we're still on disc 1. I hope we're on it. That'd be kind of bad if we haven't finished up by now. Yeah, the bosses are pretty easy up to the second disc. It gets kind of annoying, but as long as you stay on top of it and you don't get damaged as much, it's not too bad. Yeah, right now I'm just charging my beam, shooting him. There we go, blew him right up, and I am successful. It's like yatta, which is Japanese for all right. Aw, yeah. Alright, save this. It looks pretty good on YouTube. I'm kind of surprised. I might not even have to actually record, because I'm actually doing a record and stream on here so I can watch it. Watch it later and upload the actual footage from my local recording in case there's any lag or anything on my end. Yeah, so I guess since no one else is here today, it's just me. Well, I guess I'll go into some of the back-end production of what we do here. So one of the big things with the anime stream is that I always wake up a little bit earlier than usual to be able to stream. So I wake up about 8 or 9 o'clock and just put everything together. It's basically the way it's set up right now is it's using the OBS software, and I have a Game Capture HD, which I feed my FrameMeister into via the RGB input. So I still start from the Saturn, so I have the Saturn, and I got an RGB cable for it, and I'm feeding it into my FrameMeister, which, for you that don't know, is an upscaler that turns, why'd I go back? I think I'm gonna get hit by this rod. Oh, actually, I went underwater, that's cool. So basically, the FrameMeister is an upscaler that upscales it from 240p or 480, basically any resolution that upscales it to 1080p. And does it as cleanly and as lag-free as possible, so it makes it a lot easier to actually play the game, so there's no input lag, and I'm not my gameplay's not suffering, and it's probably one of the best ways to play. Next to the other device, which is the OSSC, which is the open source scan converter, which isn't an upscaler but a line doubler, but it accomplishes the same goal. It makes the game run in 1080p as lagless as possible, and tries as best as it can to keep that clarity. Unfortunately, I think the only downside is a lot of the 2D elements always kind of suffer from being upscaled, as you could probably see from here. And the FMV doesn't fare much better as well. It definitely looks a lot better on a CRT, but you know, it is what it is. So once it goes to that frame meister, it goes into my capture card, the Game Capture HD 60. Actually, I think it's Game Capture HD Elgato. And it goes to the computer. The computer's USB, and it goes to OBS, and I'm able to mix it with Discord and the gameplay. Also, how's it going, Arch Lightning? See what Arch Lightning in here, just hopping in, trying to say hi. How's it going, everybody? But yeah, and it's for the most part, the production's as difficult as it is, it's still pretty interesting. Unfortunately, one of the things I'd like to get is a I never faced this boss before, and that's the cool thing about this game as well. Well, I'm getting sidetracked, but I guess finishing up on, I'll say afterwards. I guess the cool thing about it, the thing is that as much as my setup is really streamlined, I need to get a mixer for it, because right now I'm playing the volume through my speakers really low, so I can't really hear much of what's going on in the game, depending on what you guys do. So once I get that, I'll be able to fully have the monitoring of the gameplay as well. Oh, that's a lot of bubbles. Okay. Oh, I guess it's from my gun. Okay, that makes sense. I didn't see the... yeah. But yeah, it's yeah, but for the most part, it's a really good setup. The thing I was mentioning about the bosses, the cool thing about it is that these bosses you fight different bosses depending on which paths you take. So, for example, I'm fighting this guy right now, but I fought like a different boss beforehand. So this is sort of a new battle for me, which I think is a pretty interesting concept if you think about it. So it's pretty new for the time. So I think it's really interesting. So I just beat this guy, so that was pretty easy. Actually, no, it wasn't pretty easy. Got my butt whooped. So I'm gonna save in case I get into some trouble. But luckily, I have an energy tank left, so I'll be good in case I die or something. Actually, that's kind of funny. I actually didn't use the saw blade skill at all. I just mained it with the Mega Buster. Yes, old geek. This is a Saturn game. It's a Super Adventure Rockman on the Sega Saturn. It's an FMV based game. So it's not really, it's kind of a loose Mega Man game. It didn't really get perceived really well when it first came out. It was very well, it didn't get perceived really well, and unfortunately the creator actually disowned it, saying that he didn't really enjoy it and it really went against what he'd hoped for Mega Man. But for the most part, it's a pretty decent game. I really enjoy it. Only downside is that it doesn't use a light gun. All it requires is using the aiming with the D-pad and shooting. Even the mouse isn't compatible with it. Oh, speaking of a mouse though, actually I have a stream, another anime stream coming up that actually requires the mouse, and recently I picked up the Sakura Wars Special Edition, which comes with the mouse, the mouse pad, and of course Sakura Wars, which everyone knows. Which people know that it uses a mouse with it, which is pretty useful, especially with games that require you to move around a lot and move the cursor on the screen. Yeah, it actually does look a lot better. I think that's mainly has to do with just because it's sort of a more anime-esque style of it, and a lot more production was put into it than of course the animated series, because this is just a OVA if you think about it. So like for people that don't know, original video animation, sort of basically it's like a mini series in Japan. So it's just a short collection of episodes, so about 3 or 4. And the cool thing is that it's usually it's high quality because they don't have to rush it like shows like Dragon Ball Z. I'm actually not sure if this uses cell animation or not. Oh, sorry. I actually don't know if it uses cell animation or not, because I think it was in that area where it was going digital, and it looks kind of not really that well done and doesn't really look cell animated as such. But I also could be wrong, as I'm not a animation expert. So for all I know, it could as well be a cell based game, which I hope it was. I love cell animation. It's probably one of my favorite things, and the cool thing about cell animation is that if you look at the right places, you can actually own part of the show. I guess for those that don't know, cell animation uses several different animation cells and little slides that are basically colored in, printed over, and you can take a screenshot of it. It's not a screenshot; it takes a image of it. So you take a picture of the cell and put it to footage. And the cool thing is that there's so many of them because it uses so many for the animation. So it's like one for each frame. That there's so many left over, you can actually buy them and have a piece of the show with you. And it's really cool. This is not using the MPEG card, unfortunately. I actually don't know if it's supported with the MPEG card or not. I'd have to look that up if you give me a second. I'm pretty sure it is not, unfortunately. As much as it'd be cool if it was. But let me double check. Compatible games. Yeah, unfortunately, it's not looking like Super Adventure Rockman uses the MPEG card, which is kind of a disappointment. I imagine it would look a lot better if it did, but unfortunately, it's not even supported. I don't even think it'd make that much of a difference if it was. Yeah, Old Geek, I definitely agree that it's my second favorite. Actually, I'm the same way. Like, this is my second favorite console on the Dreamcast. Is my favorite, but I still have a really good soft spot for the Saturn. It has to be one of my favorite console all time, just because it's so unique. And meaning that's one of the consoles that I keep digging deep. I dig deeper, but as soon as I think I'm at the bottom, there's just something that comes up that just surprises me. Something like this game, for example. I never even knew this existed, or there's even an FMV-based Mega Man game. I think this also came out on the PS1 as well, but like I said, I never played it. This was actually never even translated in the U.S. It remained just locked in Japan for a while until actually the Archie's comic Mega Man actually made a comic based off of this animation, which I have yet to read, but I wonder how it's gonna stack up. Probably more of the same, because it's not really action based besides the gun battles. Genesis is also pretty legit. I really wish I got into it back in the day, but my first Sega console was actually a Game Gear. I actually didn't really play much Genesis growing up besides people's friends' house. So I remember extensively going over to people's houses and playing like RoboCop versus the Terminator, and playing these little games, also little Genesis games. I never really played a Saturn before until years later. But my first actual Sega console was a Dreamcast. Actually, never had a Saturn growing up in the United States, unfortunately, because it wasn't popular here. At least in the Northeast, there was like no advertisement, nothing to speak of in the United States. So I was kind of stuck trying to find it for myself, and I didn't really hear about it much until 2005. It just goes to really show Sega's position in the market at the time, where nobody cared about the Saturn. I mean, all in stores, it was always like the N64, PS1, and the Dreamcast. Sorry, yeah, actually it was Dreamcast. But yeah, it's a pretty big sadness that it was never that popular in America. 'Cause I think if even half the games came out there, I think half the games that came out here half the games that came out in Japan came out in America, would be a roaring success. But I guess it really just didn't turn out that way. Oh man, there's so many enemies. Oh gosh. Right when I take a sip of water, I get attacked by enemies. But yep, here's the animation going straight into the eye, like we talked about on the podcast. So let's see how we're fighting today. Oh, we're playing this boss, so let's well, let's actually use some weapons for once. See if we can get further. Because the thing that I noticed that the weapons actually disappear if you don't use when you don't use them. You move on to the next disc because it doesn't really save, which is kind of a sadness. I'm just gonna there we go, just kill that guy. Smoked him with the fire. Oh yeah. Save again. Let's keep going. Alright, sweet. Yeah, the my first Mega Man experience though when I played it was what was it? I think it was, like I said on that podcast, it was X5. Which I thought was probably one of my favorite Mega Man games, and I'd argue that it still is to this day. Just because I think it's a really well balanced game. It really took the best parts from 4 and the best parts of X6 and just combined them together. So it was a really good game. I actually ended up playing, I thought was a Mega Man game, the Super Mega Man. What I thought was Mega Man Legends, which was Mega Man 64 and the N64. I thought it was a Mega Man game of that nature, but it kind of just threw me off and surprised me. It was really a Mega Man game I was expecting, but I think a lot of people enjoyed that one, and I didn't think it was too bad, but I kind of prefer the regular Mega Man games. You're just getting headshots off this guy, charging up, boom, headshot, boom, headshot, boom. This guy's easy. He just kills me. Oh wow, I didn't notice that he instant do that. Alright. Yeah, I don't know. I think basically this game had just been like a rush job or just a money making thing, because I don't really see them putting much effort into it. Yeah, if you expect yourself to get hooked by this Mega Man game, you're gonna be sorely disappointed. This is definitely not a game that you'd really get hooked on. Which Mega Mans have you played, Neo? I'm curious. Alright. Just use animation twice, okay. Cheapen out. Yeah, it seems like there's a lot of use of animation as well, so I can definitely see them sort of chintzing out a little bit on the animation style. The animation, but I guess, like I said, it's just a game that they just wanted to push out the door. I do really like the Beat though. I think he has a really cute voice and a really great character. But I'm surprised how little Rush is used in this game. It seems Beat is the main guy, but I guess he just needs wants his moment in the spotlight, which I'm happy about. I really like Beat a lot. I think it's a cute little Boyd. Yeah, what's this guy talking about? Actually, what am I even asking? I don't even understand this game. Doesn't matter. We're the top one this time. Oh, just shoot at him. Oh, yes, the bottom was a negotiate, but the top one is shoot, so shoot him to death. That works. Actually, I think if I talk to him, I think it's sympathize, but we'll see what the difference is. I actually never fought him to. Wow, he's fast. Dang. Alright. Use different weapons on him. Okay. Oh jeez, Top Man is fast. Top speed. Oh jeez. I should heal up real quick. I have like 2 of those, so that works. Gonna blow him up. What? Oh, okay, I guess I fight him halfway, and then it just, I fight him halfway until his house is down, and then we try to negotiate. Oh, yeah, that's pretty cool. I actually never saw this one, and like I said, this is really cool. I love the different branching paths of this game. That's one of my favorite things about it. Let's see here. Yep, just waiting. Wow. Violence in this game. I just for don't know, he's sort of just telling him, oh, while he's being evil, you need to stop, and he's just beating him up. Like, I don't believe you. Now you die, Mega Man. Yeah, Neo, I think you'd probably be better off in the X series. I kind of find them a lot more fast-paced, and I think Zero, for the most part, is a really great character. I think his gameplay is a lot more interesting than Mega Man's in any of the original series. That being said, I love the original series, but I love Zero a lot more. I think he's a cooler character. And I think he's a lot better of a character to play as he's more fun and has more robust options for attacks. It really gives you a lot of control on the sword, especially if you get a lot of the upgrades. Unfortunately, I don't really think he plays as well as he does in X3 compared to X4 and X5 though. Wait, what did I miss? Oh, yes, I healed up. Okay. Guess I get to kill Gemini, man. I think this is Gemini Man, right? I don't know, it's been quite a while, so. I like how they give you a little thing telling you where he is. I guess you can kind of follow him if you keep following him, but you have to keep an eye out for the blades. I always thought his battles were pretty interesting, though. One thing is that you gotta watch out for this, so it's kind of hard to do a charge shot, especially if you use it once. The cool thing is it actually gives you a counter form. The only thing I hate though is that it'll still hit you with the damage. Oh, nice! You got a Rhea. That's pretty cool. How long did it take you to get one up? I heard that sort of get one. I heard it was really hard to pick them up. I managed to get it early, so I've been having it for so long, I'm so used to it by now. Yeah, Mega Man 8 is pretty difficult. I have really hard times playing that one. Well, actually not, I mean, I guess it is kind of hard in some places, but, like, all the Mega Mans are difficult in different aspects. Like, I think X4 is probably the easiest for me, but Mega Man 8 is pretty up there in difficulty in some of the bosses, especially with the ones that are, like, it's like the fast pace, you gotta pay attention, jump, and duck. I always hate those ones, but I think the hardest one for me is X3. For every Mega Man game I play, I can at least beat one boss, but that one I cannot beat a single one. It's pretty sad, and I feel I'm pretty confident. Oh, nice. Is there any... it's a really nice device. Was it hard to install and set up for you, Neo? Hopefully it wasn't too bad. I know people had a lot of hard time setting it up though, but hopefully it wasn't too awful for you at least. Alright, sweet, we have finished disc 1. That means we can move on to disc 2, so let's go. I'm gonna have to force you to turn off my console. And let's boot up the next game. Actually, I wonder if you can actually load. I'm gonna try because I actually didn't try it before, but I'll see if I can load. Yeah, I'm actually running a Rhea right now. Let's try it. Yeah, I didn't have a hard time. A lot of people had issues with the SD card setup though, more than the install. So I think that the install was probably the hardest part about it. But luckily, it's not too hard if you stick to it. Actually, I wonder if you can load from your last save. That'd be nice. Oh no, I can't. Oh, that's kind of dumb. All right, let's do episode 2 then. Let's go. Alrighty, more story. Let's sit back and enjoy. And by enjoy, I mean sit through until I play the game, which I forgot how long it's gonna take. Probably quite a little while. jeez. Where do you even find those many games? Did you just rip them yourself, or did you find them from a hidden source somewhere? 'Cause I basically just rip my own discs. I don't really do a lot of the pirating stuff. I just basically just rip the discs I own and just put them on there. It's really nice for convenience purposes, just so I can just put them in and go ahead and go. Of course, some of the rare ones I have to find. For some guys, but it's not too bad. Yeah, the issue with the Neo said it would have been much easier if you supported BenQ. I think one of the things with the BenQ though is that it's not really as accurate as the what is the other format? I can't remember what the format is. I think it's the .isos, the other ones. But yeah, it'd be a lot easier if it would support it, but I think for actually accuracy purposes in a better format than it would just be fine using this. And the cool thing though is that if you have the .benq, you can actually rip it in the format for Raya. You don't even have to burn it to a disk. You can actually mount it virtually and just rip it that way. And it's a lot faster too. It's only a couple seconds. Oh wow. Pretty awesome. So did you have to convert all of them from BenQ to the format that the radio uses? Must have been pretty difficult though, doing that, or it'd take a long time. This is another thing about this OVA is that it's very messed up, especially just how many people like die in this. Like, oh my gosh, he literally killed the UN. There's no coming back from that. That's pretty bad. And the thing that kills him, I guess, usually don't know, is that it's the force field that's around the Raw Moon machine. So yeah, it's not a good time. Already, about halfway through, we're on disc 2. That's making some good progress. Ooh, I can imagine it'd take a long time to do all those discs. It's definitely not a long time, so it took you a whole day. It's quite a long time. I don't think I'd have the patience to do that, but I guess as you're excited for the Saturn, you just want to go and get it all done and put together. It's also a funny thing that the world's just basically shutting down because there's no robots. It's like WALL-E per se, except before WALL-E. It's like, oh, all robots are not working. We need to surrender. Now we can't continue without the robots. Gotcha. All right. Sorry, there's some weird noises in my house, so that was kind of weird. I think my roommate just got home, so. Already, so more flashbacks. Yeah, I really wish there's more action, guys, but this is the majority of the game is just watching. I really wish it was more action paced. It would be at least a lot more entertaining, but at least it's an easy game to beat. Alrighty then. So basically, Dr. Wally's like just taunting them. Yeah, we're gonna destroy the world. You have to surrender or else. Also, one thing that's interesting is that he actually buries the robot. I can't believe I didn't catch that, but he actually buries the robot. It's like, you can probably just get the card out of him and just like fix him later, unless he like blew up to pieces, which I think might have happened. I just don't know why he's just not. Yeah, whatever. I'm looking too much into this game. It's just an OVA thing. It's nothing too deep to look into. Alrighty. We gonna get to play soon? Like, I just wanna. Okay, I think maybe a little bit. Okay. Get some gameplay soon. Oh, the best part's coming up. Yeah, no. Yeah, so NeoSC said gotta go Saturday afternoon. Thanks for all the great content you guys put out. Yeah, you're welcome, man. We love doing this and playing these games. it's really exciting to play these and talk to you guys. And to be honest, with our anniversary, I never really knew we'd ever have an actual audience to watch these. It's pretty exciting seeing people engaging and having fun with the content we put out. Also, Proto Man's here, so it's gonna rock it out. So, alright, so that's the last time we see Proto Man, basically. So, alright, let's go to the right. I think this is where we get a certain item. Is it? Or yeah, I guess we had a map thing. Let's check out what the map says. Or just loads data. I wonder what's stored in a box like that. Maybe it's like a cache of some sort with sort of just data. Oh crap! I think I just missed an important item. So we might need to reset the disk. I hope we don't have to do that though, because that would not be fun. But we'll see how it goes. So I need to actually pay attention to the game, not the chat, but it's sort of just waiting on the game to do stuff. Ooh, We'll see how this goes. I think I might have to reset. I hope I don't have to though. That would be not fun. See how it goes though. And one way to find out. Going alright so far. Hammer that trigger for him. Mr. Woodman. I think he's the best theme in the game though. I don't know, I always really enjoyed Woodman's theme. There we go. What do you guys think is your favorite Mega Man boss? I think mine has to be Woodman just because his theme is pretty legit. Alrighty, let's see. I get his Woodman thing, and wonder if he's gonna see Arigato beat. Oh, he does say it. Arigato beats, and he got his power up. Let's keep going. Alrighty. Right, let's go this way and see what we can come up with. Alrighty, heading over to the temple, the Ra Moon Temple. Huh. Unless there's only like 2 bosses. I could have sworn I remembered it being more, but maybe I was just wrong. Oh yes, I think there's one more, and then there's the next one, which is pretty difficult. Yeah, Tornado Man. Let's go. Fighting Tornado Man. Let's see what we can get. Here we go. Don't know what the wood's gonna do with him, but it's kind of slowing him down a little bit. Uh-oh, stop the tornadoes. Oh god. Too many tornadoes. This is where I think the mouse would come in a lot handy to kill them too. the mouse would be coming very handy, so you can just click and aim at it. But this control pad makes it a bit difficult to aim. Even the light gun would be a lot better. But I guess it's just not the way they laid this game out, unfortunately. Just realized that. Oh, hopefully my saves didn't delete. There's the battery there was no saves on this one. There should be since I last played it, but maybe it just wipes it or something. Yeah, let's see if I can trigger my favorite animation. Let's see here. Alright, let's land that jump. Here we go. And he gives it 100. It's good. Alright, here we go again. Going to the arm, and let's go. Right in the eye. Oh gosh. I don't want to die. Especially since I forgot the Proto Shield. Proto Shield's a bit important in this game because it sort of like reduces your damage by a lot. So, unfortunately I didn't have that damage set up, so. Unfortunately, the not having the shield makes it a little bit harder to play this game. Just a little bit though. Alright, I think we're almost at the last boss on this disc. Hopefully. Go this way. Sweet, another box. What is inside of it? Another card to do things. Avoid crash bomb. Already. Oh man, there's so much stuff. Oh gosh, I can't even hit him. I'm shooting these things so I can. Oh my gosh, it's so bad. Do damage to it if you dodging this. Come on, die please. So much. There we go, finally. Oh, that boss is annoying. Alright. Do this first option, see if that changes the path up a little bit. To be honest, I don't remember which ones I selected because they're all in Japanese, so let's hope this one changes it though. Little robot spy on him.
見つけおったか、スネークマンよ、出番じゃ。2万年前の地球にそれは落下した。知恵と力の神秘の球体ラムーンである。
Now this scene is pretty messed up. It's probably one of the ones that that we decided that was really not that wholesome as we thought it was at first. I'm not gonna spoil it. I'll just let it play out and you guys can see for yourself.
Ramoon に触れた原始の若者は目覚め、強大な力を手にした。そして戦いに勝利した若者は神殿を築き、ラムーンをその頂に祀ったのである。しかし人々は争いをやめず、ラムーンの目の前で飽くことのない殺し合いを続けたのだった。
Yeah, not as wholesome as we thought it was. A little bit not wholesome at all.
ラムーンの怒りが爆発する。 ロック、頼んだぞ。
Oh sweet, there's some action coming up soon, alright. I think that's a bummer about this game is that there's a lot of non-action and a lot of story that's in Japanese that I can't understand. So it's like I just have to sit through and wait for the shooting parts. Essentially, really any Mega Man game that any Rockman game I play, just wait through the cutscenes and get to the action. There we go. Alright, let's hope I get no more hits.
ここは鍾乳洞だ。ビート、今さら何を震えているんだ。ここは全身あるのみだ。これはよし、岩が上に行ってる時にすり抜けよう。ビート、僕から離れちゃダメだよ。それ。すり抜けられた。バットンと戦う気だ。
Alright, time to fight some bats.
行くぞ。
Robo bats or something. It will take damage, so the last boss is kind of annoying from facing. Oh gosh, no. Oh, goodness. Come on. One more. There we go. Oh gosh, oh gosh, here we go, Snake Man. Arigato, beats.
左の ちに行ってみよう。
And then he kills them.
またバトン飛んだ。
来いロックマン、この地下鍾乳洞がお前の墓場だ。
ニードルマンロックバスター。はい。やったありがとうビート、心配はいらないよ。僕はここで倒れるわけにはいかないんだ。必ずロールを、地球を救ってみせる。きっと月の神殿はもうすぐだ。行こうビート。大丈夫かって。
Oh, finally. Oh,
あれ
I
は
thought I was about to be toast there. I really need to get that energy pack or else I was gonna die.
やったね。行こうビート。あ、これが月の神殿。
ロックマン、お前もここまでだ。
誰だ。ジェミニマン。
I beat this guy.
俺のジェミニレーザーは無敵なのだ。ライバルと思っていたお前の力はこの程度のものなのか。
まものか。ロールのためにも、この美しい地球のためにも。
Sweet, alright. Alright, now that we got some ants over here, let's try fighting.
はい。
Alright, so we can actually beat this now. It's weird that we wouldn't be able to, but Energy Chain kind of helps us out. Almost done. Aw, finally. Alright, so we can finally beat this game, hopefully. Or at least this disc. Yeah, because he's probably one of the hardest ones to beat. If you don't have good health, he's just gonna wreck you completely. Oh no, he's a Force Ghost. You gotta fight him, guys. He's a Force Ghost. You can fight Force Ghosts? I don't think you can. Alrighty. I think this is about where disc 2 ends. At least I remember. I think I remember. We'll see how it goes. I really want to finish this game. We're almost done though. Got one more disc left, and then we're donezo. And he is dead too. He doesn't get buried though, he just gets left there. He was not as important as the other robots. Is this Rocky? I think this is the end of the game. I don't know why they have you save though. That's kind of pointless. Yeah, that's the end of the disc, I think. Yep, I think so. Wait for it. I just want to make sure, to be honest. Yeah, that's the end of the disc, guys. Alright, disc 3, let's go. Wish you could have just hit a button, but I don't care. I'm way too lazy for that. Alrighty then, let's get our game on. Alright, disc 3. Finish this up, guys. Got one more disc left and we're done. Alrighty.
2000X 年、南米アマゾンに突如出現したランファント遺跡群。ドクター・ワイリーはそこを拠点として地球征服を開始した。
2週間以内に全世界はわしに降伏するのじゃ。
地球の平和を守るため、ロックマンは遺跡の中心月の神殿を目指す。
ロック、頼んだぞ。
数々の死闘の末、ついに月の神殿へとたどり着いたロックマンたち。果たしてそこで待ち受けるものは。
降伏するしかない。戦うべき軍隊ももう身動きすらできない状況にある。賛成の国は挙手を。全員一致で降伏と決まった。ロック、頼んだぞ。
ふう、すごいや。遺跡が全部見渡せる。ピピー。そうだった。神殿の中へ通じる扉を探さなくっちゃ。よし、ビートはそっちを頼む。僕はこっちだ。あった。どの扉だろう。
Go with the middle one.
あんなところにアイテムボックスが。サンタ、逃げろ。
Guess it wasn't that one.
危ないところだった。どの扉だろう。
Let's try the middle one again.
あれはアイテムボックスだ。どこで拾ってきたのか
He
知ら
got
ないけど、
stoled.
これは返してもらうよ。情報カードだ。おっと。
Wow, the old switcheroo got the card.
誰かに見つけてもらうまでお
on me. Oh jeez. So many. Oh gosh. Let's try the middle as always. Always our best bet. Oh no, so many fish. need turbo control for this. I'm just starting to fall asleep. Alright, I have to use a health pack because I'm gonna die. Oh, this spot's annoying. Oh gosh. Finally. Oh man, that was annoying.
ありがとうビート。どうやら迷路を抜けたようだ。行こうビート。
Kind of cute. Well, RP that guy.
ころを探しとくわ。ビート。
ロックよ。
ライト博士。
これはお前を助けるために私がビートに託した映像だ。ロック、お前のことだ。傷つき倒れ無理と分かっていてもお前は何度でも戦いに向かうことだろう。しかし無理をしてお前が死んでしまっては何にもならんのだ。撤退することは恥でも何でもないのだよ、ロック。あとはお前の仲間たちに任せて研究所に戻りなさい。一緒にロールを見守っていいよ。
Okay. I have no idea what any of these options are. I'm fighting with 0 health. I'm gonna die. Okay, let's go for health. Oh my gosh, so much damage. There we go. Oh, finally. Oh, thank goodness. I just want something for at least a safety measure. There we go. Might be able to tank this. Die. Oh gosh. Oh man, these bosses are so hard. How convenient.
気がついたようじゃな、ロックマン。みんなお待ちかねだぞ。
I literally just killed all these guys. Like, didn't one of them like melt? And it buried one? Oh, I guess there's replicants. They're the replicators. Oh no. Oh no. Gotta fight this thing.
あ、そうじゃ。ロックマンよ、死ぬ前に世界最強のコンピュータラムーンを紹介しよう。
ラムーン？
そうじゃ。これがスーパーコンピュータラムーンじゃ。この強大なエネルギーによってわしはもうすぐ地球の支配者、王となるのじゃ。
何を言ってるんだ、ドクター・ワイリー。お前は今この星を滅ぼそうとしているんだぞ。死の星となった地球の王となって一体どうしようというんだ。
何を言うか。
本当だ。ここから走っている電磁波は地球上の全てを死滅させてしまうんだ。
嘘を言うな。電磁波はラムーンによってコントロールされておる。国連から降伏の知らせがあればすぐに電磁波は止めるわい。
ドクター・ワイリー、ひょっとして我々はラムーンに騙されているのでは。
お前まで何をバカなことを。
クイックマン、その通りなんだよ。
ロックマンの言葉に惑わされるんではない。みんなロックマンを破壊してしまえ。
イエスサ
なんじゃ。
世の名はラムーン。
スーパーコンピューターが暴走しおったか。くそー。
世は暴走などしておらん。ドクター・ワイリー、お前は初めから世の手のひらで踊らされていたに過ぎんのだ。世は2万年前、この地球に来て世の支配する文明を作った。しかしその文明はお前たち柔らかい生き物の愚かな争いのために滅び、地中に沈んだのだ。
バカな。2万年前にそんな高度な文明が。
世は数百万年前、異なる天体で機械から作られた。そして世はまた機械を作り上げ、世自身また世の作り出す機械も完璧である。お前たち柔らかい生き物が作り出す機械は不完全で、やがてはこの宇宙を破滅に追い込むだろう。お前たちが知らぬ超古代マヤ文明が滅びたように。だから世はこの世を一度無に返し、新しい機械の世界を作り上げるのだ。
そんなことをさせるものか。わしは人類が滅びることも、わしのロボットたちが破壊されることも許さん。わしはわしのロボットたちを愛しておるんじゃ。
愛？なんだそれは。
ラトールよ、ラムーンを破壊しろ。ラトール、なぜじゃ。なぜわしのロボットたちを攻撃する。
まだわからんのかワイリー。お前は
Basically, all he's saying is that he created that machine to be the ultimate machine, and he thought he controlled the robot, but Ramoon actually controls it, not Dr. Waiwi. His robots were toasted.
さあ、世の忠実なしもべラトールよ、ワイリーを消去せ。
Now you probably gotta fight this guy and Ramoon.
そこまでだ、ラトーン。
ロックマン。
くそー。
Found a magnet gun. Okay. Come on. Oh gosh, I'm gonna die. That's pretty hard. Almost. Oh dang it, I was so close. Bees.
ロックマンが
これで地球は世の思うがまま。全ての生き物は死にたい。
Wow, okay.
新しく完全なる機械だけの世界となるのだ。
And let's not continue the entire battle again. Or do all the cutscenes again. The game knows not to do that. Come on, I'm so close. Oh gosh, I can't skip the cutscenes.
とどめを刺すのだ、ラトーニ。
ロックマンが
これで地球は世の思うがまま。全ての生き物は死にたい。新しく完全なる機械だけの世界となるのだ。
Oh, finally. Oh, jeez, that was annoying. Ah. Please end soon. Oh, please no.
あれは
さあ我が完全なる機械よ、ロックマンたちを消去せよ。
イエローデビル？
ドクター・ワイリーよ、それはイエローデビルではなく我が完全なる機械、新イエローデビルだ。お前のコンピューターから外観を模倣しただけのこと。
くそー、お前たち早くこいつをやっつけろ。どうしたことだ？
新イエローデビルはあらゆる攻撃を吸収し、自らのエネルギーに変えてしまう。お前たちのような不完全な機械とは全く違うんだ。
Oh no, oops, I just wasted all that. Nothing. I'm gonna die. But this one again. I accidentally wasted all my magnet rounds to stop him. Let's hope it doesn't start me at the what's the name again. On the bright side, we get to see all the death animations, so that's kind of cool.
この形は、この二つはなぜこうも似ておるんじゃ。もしや同じところからエネルギーを供給されているのではないじゃろうか。
Okay.
あ、そうか、わかったぞ。ロックマン、ロックマン、お前が戦っているのは巨大な悪魔の影に過ぎ。ラムーンじゃ、ラムーンを破壊するのじゃ。
そうか。でももう僕には力が。
ロック、私のコアが破壊され、私が本当に消滅してしまっても、ドクター・ワイリーを憎まないで。憎しみからは何も生まれないわ。意志
Wow, this is sad.
みんな
頼んだぞロックマン、俺たちの代わりに。
Cool.
みんな
And they all died.
さあ
And Alright. We'll fight eventually.
行くぞうわーはい
What? What? Am I not firing? Oh, I'm out of weapons. I was like, why am I not firing? I'm out of ammo. No, no, come on, I can shoot those. Can I please list off my items again? Jeez. Did you just melt? God, please let me stop with my weapons again. I'll help the tank it hard if I don't. No, I don't want to use that 5 times. Almost. Oh, finally. Gosh, I hate these games. Oh gosh, my wrist is killing me. Can I please beat the game now? Okay, I think I beat it finally. Oh, dang, he's double fisting it now. He means serious business. He means super serious business. Super Rockman break. Or he's just gonna shoot him like twice. That works too. Yeah. Did we officially beat the game? I think we did. I shouldn't say we finally beat the game. Get it? Cause his bird's name's Beat, and it's funny cause I'm funny. Oh yeah, we beat it. We beat it. I'm happy now. Yatta. We did it, guys. We beat it. It is donezo. The world is saved thanks to the power of me. I did it. Woo!
Rockman たちが爆発に飲み込まれる前に俺たちが間に合ったってわけさ。
みんなでロックマンとワイリーを手分けして運び出したんだ。
危ないところだったんだぜ。
Wanna go dig that one guy up? I mean, probably could get you wipe the dirt off him. No, I guess that's fine.
でもあの時はそれしか方法がなかったんだ。
ロックマンらしいな。
で、ドクターワーリーはどこ？
あそこだ。
ロックマン、この次会う時は必ずお前を倒してやるからな。今日のことは仮にしといてやる。
仮？
Okay. Like I said, no idea what's going on. Nope, no clue.
ドクターワイリーのことだ。きっとまたたくましく生きていくさ。
そうだね。いや、やめろってば。ラッシュ、よせよ。ラッシュ、やめろってば。
Okay. Saving the first slot. Gotta fight like 5 million bosses afterwards. That would be very annoying. And roll is saved. Alright guys, we officially completed Super Adventure Rockman. The game that was kind of a game, but an OVA that no one understood because it was all in Japanese. Unless you're Japanese out there, in which case I hope you enjoyed it. Because you probably enjoyed it more than I did, because I have no idea what was going on, for the most part. Nothing personal, kid. Sorry, I had to throw that in there. But yeah, we completed Super Adventure Rockman. I am super happy we got done with this, because I kind of don't want to play this game again. I played it like twice, and actually a couple times, and I really don't want to play this again. I'm glad it's done. It's over with. I officially completed another Mega Man game, even though technically it's kind of not, but technically it is. I don't know. The point is, beaten, done, beato. Arigato beat. We did it. We beat it. It's done. R.I.P. that robot we buried. Hopefully he dug himself out. If not, well, it's not my problem. Later, Mega Man. Later. Presented by Capcom. I'll wait till it gets to the menu again. Don't want to see if there's any after. Okay, we're officially done, guys. Thank you for joining us for this extended anime stream Saturday with Super Adventure Rockman. And hope you have a good night and good life. Out.